How's that now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Look at us.
If anyone's
we were
driving
going to a
past
sporting
us,
event.
yeah,
I know.
they're going to go, what's
Well, they can't see us. I got super tint.
Oh, you have to. Oh, sweet.
It's good, mate.
I'm putting my pants off.
Can you believe it? Carlos and I, we've gone to 2 boxing matches and done this on the way home. It feels the greatest. It's the greatest thing to do. And what was your thoughts on round 2 of that? That's what we get into. And that was the last one that didn't save. It was like a Queensland middleweight title fight. And because we just came from it. But the thing is, it's actually had a lot of listens because no one else is doing that. You might get a sports wrap-up in the back of the paper. So I imagine those guys particularly, imagine that. You have your middleweight title fight, and then you check the paper and all the media the next day, and guess what? There's bugger all.
Yeah, I know. That's not cool.
But then you'll find a podcast from me and good old bloody Carlos out there. Eh?
He's a good fella, Carlos. He's a good fella.
We, yeah, I'll tell you something off air later. Something that's really good.
Is it?
Really good.
Is it good for us or good for you?
Oh, yeah. Everything's good.
Oh, is it?
Mm.
So what are we going to talk about?
Yeah, good question.
Well,
all right, what gig we're on our way to? We're doing a 1-hour little show there. You know what will be different about this gig? Recently we've had Kirsty in the band. We've had a female co-front person. And this band, this time, I think it's our first, is it? First gig without.
Yeah, it is.
With a new lineup, or new Andy on bass.
Yep.
So the dynamics change. That's the cool part about
completely
bands.
different.
It's a new challenge, and we'll probably end up going away going, whoa, wow. You know, what's that all about? So, probably don't want to. Yeah.
Anyway, it's a bit of a boys' club.
Yeah.
Let's face it, the Titanix
were
or are a boys' club.
I haven't been surfing. You look like you've got broad shoulders today. I'm starting to look at my. I was saying this to someone else the other day. I haven't really surfed for a year. You know, I've gone from the daily paddles like I used to do to not doing that, and I'm maybe paddling only. I always call it paddling when I surf. I think I feel like my body shape is sort of changing. You know, I'm still training in other areas, but your surfing shoulders, your biceps. Your biceps bulge out when you surf. You know, you're always going those strikes. And your back is so arched. And
I'll tell you what, I've done the last 2 weeks, and I haven't done it in 12 months. I've taken a stand up out the alley.
Yeah.
Because I was getting a sore back, and I just lost a bit of core fitness and stuff like that. And I realised how how hard it was, like fitness wise. I just thought,
just to balance or
just
to paddle?
To balance and to paddle and to catch waves again. And like 12 months ago, like it was just all natural for me when I wasn't working full time. When I was just working part time on the buses, I was surfing every day, and I've just been out the last couple of days, and I've just gone, whoa, I'm really like unfit kind of thing. So.
But I bet you feel great.
Oh, Drew, I feel so good. I'm buzzing. This weekend, I don't know. You work all week, and we got a gig tonight. We had the 3 gigs last week, and it took me, I reckon, was it Tuesday or Wednesday that I finally came down, because just buzzing over gigging, and I don't know. I've become totally addicted to it again. It's great. It's so much fun now.
You're lucky, man. Imagine living. Well, look at me. I live 10 k's away from the surf. You live what? 200 meters, 300 meters, if that.
Yeah, pretty lucky.
Right. So, but even I'm lucky. I'm a 10-minute, 15-minute drive to it, so can't complain.
No,
but it's amazing how if you are working or you've got one thing to do and it's early in the morning, just how much that can stuff up your surfing routine.
Oh,
You just sort of miss it. That was my opportunity there. Now I'm buggered.
Yep.
Now I'm this. Now I'm that. Now I've got to go to work.
And I spend my days driving past Snapper and Kira, just looking. Okay, it's school holidays now, so it's pretty crowded. But I just think, oh my God, I just should have gone out for a paddle.
Yeah.
But life's busy. Like we got the band and work and family and stuff and this and blah blah blah, all that stuff that tends to bog you down.
Yeah.
But you have to break out of that every now and again and just go, hang on. And that's what was good going to Sydney for 2 weeks, coming back here and just going, oh, man, this place is just the best.
Okay, right. You weren't in, were you in Bexley or something?
No, Maroubra.
So you were in Maroubra.
Yeah.
So is that, how has that place changed?
Oh, my God. Like, I was there 3 years ago for 3 months. And to go back there now, 3 years later, it is just insane. See, what they're doing there, they're building these high-rises. They're like one-bedroom apartments or two-bedroom, I'm not too sure. But everyone has 2 cars. So there is that much traffic on the road.
Right.
And I laugh when I come up here and
they got no train line out there.
No.
Yeah.
And people go, like up here, people go, oh, it's so big. I know, besides the guys that have to travel to Brisbane every day.
Yep.
And I had to go, mate, it took us, like, we used to have to go across to, I think, Wallara from Maroubra. And honestly, it would take us 40 minutes. And it was just a nightmare. Oh. And I just kept looking at Yvette going, are you kidding?
Yeah.
And we were there, it's funny, I was just telling Chatty, my young bloke, the story before we left. We were at the Seals Club, which Yvette went to last night to see the Angels. And that's stuff that we did back in the 80s.
In Maroubra?
In Maroubra Seals Club, 2,000-seater, stander. And the Angels would play 3 nights in a row and it'd be sold out every night. Or you had the Oils playing, or you had Chisel, you had Icehouse, you had MySex, you had everyone. And, it was funny, but Yvette was back down there this week. Yvette's my wife, if anyone really cares. I know I do. Well, that didn't sound right, did it? She probably won't listen to this. Or will she? Maybe she will. So she went there last night and just said, oh, my God, you can't believe it. The dance floor still moves. And it did. Oh. The dance floor used to move up and down with the crowd.
Wow.
Yeah. But, that it was obviously built
so it's like
for
on
that.
stumps.
No, it's like it's on the 3rd floor of this massive building. It's huge.
Wow.
But the floor I don't know, it always used to just kind of sway and go up and down whenever there was a band on heaps of people. And
I remember seeing the Angels at Beanley Rum Distillery. They used to distill rum, Beanley Rum Distillery.
They're a rum distillery.
Yeah. Well, it was this cool place, but it had this huge, really big room. I saw lots of bands in there. I even did a few shows in there myself. But this particular night, I was watching the Angels and the Screaming Jets, and the Screaming Jets came out. It was when I remember Dave Gleason saying, "I was blown away already. Like the way the Screaming Jets played, I was already blown away." And then
Stop right there. Yvette said to me, David Gleason from the Screaming Jets is singing with the Angels.
Yeah.
And she rang me up this morning. She said, oh, my God, he's just like Drew.
Wow.
His stage presence is exactly the same as Drew. Sorry, I had to say that.
Well, that's interesting.
Keep going.
All right, okay. I'll tell you something later. That's really interesting. So I remember Dave Gleason, and this would have been, honestly, probably 1989, the first months of 1990, right? I'm fresh out of high school. This is our new song that's coming out now. Like, it wasn't even out. So I remember going, I got to see what this new song is, because I was already in a band then.
Yeah.
And what's this all about? And it became... Anyway, it was so full in that venue, like completely packed. The Angels came on and just slayed with Bob Spencer, and the greatest show, probably the greatest show I've ever seen that the Angels did. And I saw Planet probably 12,
Yeah.
And but it was so full with people that the roof was raining in sweat, actually dripping down. We were wet. Everyone was wet. It was the hottest, most squeezed, dangerous. The place was all timber, so I can imagine the place creaking and like.
Oh wow!
And
how cool is that?
Yeah, and you couldn't get a taxi from the place, so as soon as it shut down, it was all fights out the front. One taxi would show up. Is John here? Yes. That's mine. Oi. And they're all drinking rum.
Oh,
and the old days, like dollar rums.
Yeah. So we're all punching on.
Always.
Rum. I'll tell you a good story about Bob Spencer. When I was 22, playing in this Sydney covers band. The guys that I play in were in the band called the Heroes, and they had sort of been through Alberts and had a couple of albums out, had a couple of top 10 hits and all this sort of stuff. Been through the rigmarole, moved to Sydney and said, right, we're going to put together this 3-piece band. We're going to have one Bose speaker each side, 2 par 56s each, 3 cars, and off we go. And we worked sometimes six nights a week. It was unbelievable. It was so full on. And we came back to Newcastle, and it was the first time Jim and Pete from the Heroes had come back, and we had this band called the Smart Artists. and Fanny's, it's still going now. It's crazy. Like, my boys go down to have mates in Merriweather, and they still go to Fanny's. And I say to them, mate,
Fanny's.
We used to play there in from 86 to 92 or whatever
suburb?
it was. Merriweather in Newcastle.
Oh, right.
So Fanny's was near the train line. So if anyone's from Newey, they know it. And came up. So I'm like a 21, 22-year-old guy that had the house drum kit, the house PA, and it was great. And then we meet Bob Spencer. So the Angels are in town playing at the Workers Club, I think. So Bob rolls in and gets up, and we play All Right Now. And Bob's playing rhythm guitar, and I've just gone, wow, that is the best rhythm guitarist that I've ever played with. Yeah. And it's funny, like, now we're friends on Facebook, and I met him one Sunday afternoon. I was sitting home and he was posting stuff, and I sent him this message going, mate, remember, like, he wouldn't remember me. Okay, man, I remember when I was 21, I was playing with Jim and Pete from the Heroes, Rabbit, whatever, and they were like in their 30s, and you got up and we played All Right Now. It was the best thing I've ever done. And he goes, thanks, man. That's really cool.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say, oh, Al, John, Dave, Pete, I remember that. That was the greatest solo I've ever done.
No,
I got 12 hookers after that. It was brilliant.
No. And then there was another time that Andy Chicane, who was the bass player for Rose Tattoo, we were playing some bikies party.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. Look at this. We're in front of the casino. 2 buses nearly crashed.
Sorry about that, folks.
Lucky we've got our hands on the wheel and everything.
You got to see us. We dead set look like 2 radio presenters. We got headphones on. We're both holding mics.
Allegedly,
and we're driving
allegedly.
up to... Allegedly, yes. Sorry. Who? What? No, that was this other guy in that car next door.
Look, there's the new tram.
Hey, put those microphones and take those headphones off. Nah. Andy Chicane, he came out. I think he came from the States originally, and then he got up and played one night, and I'm just going, he's his plate. And he ends up bass player Rose Tattoo, and who else? Oh, all this stuff happened back in the day, and I was too young to really take it all in. I was just going, oh, do I have to play again?
Yeah, right.
Do I have to travel to the western suburbs?
They're your peers, and you're just like, you're right.
Mate, honestly, Drew, it's not until now that I look back, and I spoke to Jim, the bass player from the Heroes, and Rabbit. It was his 60th last year, and I rang him up and I said, man, mate, you guys don't realise how much you guys taught me in like not only life skills, but playing in the band, you know. That's where I learnt. Yeah, it was even funny, like, you know, the gig we did at the last Sunday at the Currumbin Vikings.
Yep.
An old mate in the second set came out with the sound meter, dB meter, and I've just gone, oh fuck, here we go. Like, really? Yeah. So we've ripped in the Living Colour song, and I'm just not doing any accents and not doing, and I must have a look on my face because Andy, our new bass player, turned to me and gone, Al, smile, we're on, and I'm just going, okay, yeah, rock and roll, here we go. Put the show on, and I thought, man, now this cat's a real deal.
This cat?
Andy, this cat.
Yeah, right. I don't know.
Where did I go? I just went on a bit of tangent.
No, I liked it.
Is that good?
But you mentioned Bob Spencer. I did something pretty embarrassing that I want to reveal here. Well, not embarrassing. Actually, stand by it. I bloody stand by it.
Have a crack. You're an Aussie, mate. Come on.
Well, this is what happened. Bob Spencer, you know how Facebook works. It was probably due to you being a friend of Bob Spencer, come to think of it.
Yep.
You know, probably 3 years ago. And I went, yeah, Bob Spencer, you know. And so on Facebook, he's quite political. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.